We are about to begin our pretrial motion. Defense, please begin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Cassandra Yarrow. The defense would like to suppress the evidence of the gas can that Officer Benares found at the bed of Price's truck. Cases such as Katz v. U.S., Delaware v. Prowse, and Reed v. Georgia will help support this case. In the case Katz v. U.S., FBI attached a hearing device outside of the phone booth in which they gathered evidence that the defendant transmitted gambling information. Katz had a reasonable expectation of privacy because even though she was in public, she was in a place where a reasonable person would suspect that it is private. Kat had a reasonable expectation of privacy because even though she was in public, she was somewhere where a reasonable person can conclude that she had privacy. Thus, the evidence had to be excluded. This is similar to Price's case. The fact that Price had a towel over the gas can indicate that whatever he had under it, he expected to keep to himself.
Did Sid give consent to the search?
No, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, Sid did not give consent to Officer Benares to search his car. Second question.
How did Officer Benares violate the Fourth Amendment?
Well, as the first question was stated, Sid did not give consent for Officer Benares to search his car, so when he did, he had no probable cause to do so, which in the end is violating the Fourth Amendment. May I continue, Your Honor? In the case Reed v. Georgia, an DA agent detained two people who wore two identical shoulder bags because they fit the drug courier profile, and he had no other factual reason to be suspicious. This is the same as Officer Benares and Sid Price. Officer Benares only approached Sid Price because he fit the eco-terrorist profile, and he had no other reason to be suspicious of him or have probable cause that he had done anything wrong.
Did Officer Benares just base this check on a certain profile?
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, he did. Benares had no other reason to suspect Sid Price other than the fact that he fit the eco-terrorist profile. May I continue?
Yes, ma'am.
In conclusion, Officer Benares violated Sid Price's Fourth Amendment rights, and thus we request that you suppress the evidence.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Sabina Khan. Your Honor, prosecution requests that you deny the defense's motion in suppressing the evidence of the gas can. The case of Texas v. Brown backs up why Officer Benares did not violate the Fourth Amendment. You see, the checkpoint was set up by the Mountainville Police Department to check for licensing and registration of people. The defendant just happened to come across the checkpoint and was inspected by Officer Benares because Benares had reasonable suspicion due to the recent vandalous acts. As Officer Benares was inspecting the defendant's car, he happened to see the gas can on the bed of the trunk halfway covered by a towel, which meant that it was in plain view.
Can you elaborate on the plain view rule?
According to the Fourth Amendment, anything in plain view of somebody can be seized or taken. So in this case, the exclusionary rule cannot apply. And also in this case, Officer Benares had access to the gas can, which was in plain view. This also goes back to a case called Texas v. Brown, in which the defendant in that case was also inspected for his license and registration, but was also suspected of carrying narcotics because he had a green balloon in hand, and that was in plain view of the officer. Because of Texas v. Brown and this case, the green balloon and the gas can were in plain view, which means Officer Benares did not violate the Fourth Amendment. In conclusion, Officer Benares did not violate the Fourth Amendment because the gas can was in his plain view. Therefore, prosecution respectfully requests that you deny the defense's motion in suppressing the evidence of the gas can.
My verdict is to deny the defense's motion to suppress the gas can. The prosecution had emphasized that the checkpoint was purely for the safety of the public, and the gas can was in plain view.